everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Claudia and today we're going to be doing a February reset. February is a shorter month, but I think this is just the perfect opportunity to work on yourself, be intentional about your goals, and reset your habits. This one's going to be kind of like with a financial focus. We're going to be covering how I come up with my monthly budget, how I set up my financial goals, and how I make sure I'm staying on track with my savings and investments. A few people might consider me an aggressive saver or an aggressive investor because I do put away a big chunk of my paycheck towards that. But the true reason behind it is that I would love to be able to retire in the next 10 years and dedicate my energy and my time to something that I'm truly passionate about. Opening a coffee shop, having a bakery shop, having a bookstore, literally something that I find fun and exciting. Without any delay, let's go ahead and get started with reviewing and reflecting on the month of January. Before setting up new goals, I always like to look back on the previous month and see what worked and what didn't work. We can start with what actually worked. I actually stuck to my budget for the first time, I think, ever. I was actually under budget by like $100, but still, a win is a win. I stuck to my goal of not eating out, not even coffee, and that is a really big deal because I'm a huge work from a coffee shop girly, and like honestly, there's nothing wrong with going to grab coffee. Like if I'm going with a friend, I will totally go. I'm not gonna stop myself from doing that. It's just that I wanted to challenge myself to do a whole month because I started to feel like every other day it was a great opportunity to go to a coffee shop to get a little sweet treat. I wanted to see if I was able to not do that and survive without going to coffee shops. Now, what did not work? I actually spent a little too much money on travel. We always do this because I'm always telling myself that I'm not gonna travel anymore, that I'm gonna stay put, I'm gonna enjoy my time at home. And then what do? I go ahead and schedule a new trip. Lately, I have discovered the power of a slow weekend and just staying at home, cleaning, organizing, relaxing. But then after 2 or 3, I kind of need to get away. So I actually scheduled a trip to go visit my long distance boyfriend in Florida. Now, a few things didn't go as expected. For example, I was supposed to fly to Florida to visit my long distance boyfriend for Valentine's Day, and then from there, fly to Panama to spend my birthday with my family. For one or other reason that we do not have to cover, I'm actually decided I'm not gonna be going to Panama. I'm just gonna stay in Florida with him. So I'm gonna have to buy a last minute ticket to return from Florida to California. And then also I have to take a loss on the ticket to go to Panama because it was actually non-refundable. Luckily, it wasn't too expensive, so it's okay. I'm actually very sad that I'm not going, but I'll take the loss on this one. I just know my boyfriend's gonna try his best to make it a very special birthday, so I'm still excited about this. Before I get started with defining my budget, I like to look at my calendar and figure out if I have any events, any travel, any activities that will require kind of additional expenses. So we actually have kind of a few things, and they're all revolving one way or another around Valentine's Day. So I have to pay my car registration, which boring, but it is actually due on February 14th. I'm also gonna be traveling to Florida, like I mentioned before, to visit my long distance boyfriend. And well, I'm gonna try to spoil him on Valentine's Day, honestly all Valentine's weekend. But then I'm gonna be spending 2 weeks there, which means we're probably gonna go out on dates, we're gonna go grab coffee, we're gonna hang out, we're gonna do stuff. We're probably gonna go to Disney. That's our new tradition. Every time I go visit him, we spend a full day at the parks, and it's honestly the best time ever. Now that we have a good idea of what's gonna happen in the month, we can go ahead and set our budgets. So we can start with our non-negotiables, our fixed expenses, aka the boring stuff. So we have rent and utilities. I live in the Bay Area, but I have roommates, so my rent is not too crazy. So I'm budgeting about $2,000. It should actually be less than that, but I like to have some wiggle room because we never know what our utility bill is gonna be. Sometimes it can be really high and sometimes it could be really low, but hopefully I will have some leftover money here. Then we have subscriptions. This is $15 flat. This is actually just Spotify this month. I got rid of all my other subscriptions except for Disney Plus, but I do pay that one on a yearly basis. And then we have anything related to my car. So this is auto insurance, any type of services that it might require, or in this case, the registration. I honestly don't remember how much is my registration, but I'm gonna budget $200 for this. It should be somewhere around there. We're gonna move on to our variable expenses, aka the fun stuff. So this is really where we get to decide about how we're spending our money. So first of all, we have fitness and activities. This is absolutely a non-negotiable for me. I love working out. I have a membership to a climbing gym that also offers yoga classes. And then in addition to that, I have ClassPass for whenever I need a good like group fitness class because I'm getting bored with my routine. Then we go shopping with a budget of $200. I usually try not to budget that much for shopping, and I always end up spending more than I budget for shopping. But to be fair, this is my birthday month, and I think I might want to get myself a gift for me. I don't really know what I want to buy myself, but maybe I'll get like a new cute outfit for the day off. Moving on to the next category, we got travel. I'm budgeting $100 for this. This is gonna be any Uber rides or any expenses that I'm gonna incur on the day that I'm traveling to Florida. For groceries, I got $300. I do already know that I have to do a huge Costco run, and then when my boyfriend and I are together, we like to try new recipes. End up going to the grocery store almost every day. I'm sure we're gonna be over these $300, but you know, a girl can dream. For eating out, I have $150. This is gonna be for date nights with my boyfriend, and then I'm pretty sure we're gonna grab some fun meals when we're at Disney. And last category, we got gas and parking. In here I have $100 just because I'm only gonna be here the first 2 weeks of the month, and then I'm gonna be in Florida and I don't have a car there. Just having a clearer breakdown just helped me stay intentional with where I want my money to go. If you're saving for big goals and you have huge ambitions or you want to invest a lot, then you really have to have a clear idea of where your money is going and be intentional about it. So what I like to do is I like to look at all the categories that I have and really understand what makes me happy, what brings me joy, and what I'm happy to spend my money on, and then I'll spend a little more in there. That way I already know that that's where I'm going to allocate most of my money, and then I'm going to try to reduce my spending in other categories that don't really bring me as much joy, so that way I can take that extra money that I will be spending there and put it into an investment account or into a savings account. That way you are working towards your financial goals and being financially responsible without feeling that you're depriving yourself from enjoying your life, because what is money but a tool to build the life that you want? Moving on, we're going to be talking about our personal and financial goals for the month of February. On our financial goals, I have to stick to my budget without dipping into my savings. Last month, I actually did this really funny thing where I kept moving money to my brokerage account and I didn't realize that I still had to pay a few bills, and then I had to dip into my savings account in order to cover for that. So we're not doing that this month. We're actually paying attention to how much money we have in our checking account. I also want to keep my grocery spending under $300. This is not gonna work out. I already know it, but a girl can dream. In addition to that, I want to be front loading my retirement accounts. So I'm talking my Roth IRA and my 401k. I actually think I'm gonna get a bonus this month from work. I'm gonna take a big chunk of that, probably like 80% of my take-home paycheck, and putting it towards those investment accounts. And lastly, I want to track all the expenses that I'm having, which, to be fair, I have been doing. This is not a new thing. I'm already doing this already, so it's really just a habit that I want to keep moving forward with. And moving on to our personal goals, I want to stick into my half marathon training. I completed my first month of half marathon training in January. It went perfectly. Now we got month number 2, and honestly, with the fact that I'm going to be traveling, I'm going to be out of my routine, I find it a little bit difficult to stick to working out and to have the motivation to do these things. But I'm challenging myself to actually stick to it. Again, I'm gonna be out of my routine, but I still want to keep my goal of reading as many books as possible. In the previous video, I talked about my favorite TBR. I think there's about 7 books in that video, so I really hope I can get through them. I'm really excited about all of them, and they all seem like really good stories. Most of them are romance. If you haven't seen it, it's linked on my description. And then my last goal is to actually get 8 hours of sleep, because I'm usually pretty good at this. I go to bed at like 10, 11, and I get my 8 hours. But I don't know what's going on lately. I am having the worst time falling asleep. I get in bed, I'm all cozied up, I close my eyes, and then my mind just keeps going. So I think I need to add some things to my night routine to be able to like wind down and calm down because my mind's racing. So I feel like all of these habits are gonna help me stay grounded, organized, and on track for my 2025 goals. And I think that's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. Whether your goal is to save more money, be more mindful about your spending, start investing, or just build better habits, I hope this video gave you the inspiration to go ahead and do your own monthly reset. I'll be posting a lot more videos in the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna be posting about finance, lifestyle, the books I'm reading, and even my half marathon training. So if you're interested and that sounds exciting, go ahead and subscribe and follow along. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!